What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev on stage, and while my lovely wife is finishing her makeup, I decided to tell you guys the Ruth's Chris story. Ruth's Chris. I got a little bit of list. You guys should know that. We're going to Ruth's Chris for our 10-year anniversary, and I'll tell you why that's a funny story. 10 years ago when we got married, we went to San Francisco for our honeymoon, okay? Plane tickets, hotel, and all that. After that, we had about $400 to spend. Shopping, food, all that. $400 for 4 days. And that had to last us. Had $100 each day. It was tight. We were just out of college. We ain't have no whole bunch of money, okay? But I wanted to take her to one fine dining restaurant. Up until this point, the finest restaurant we had ever been to was Red Lobster. Admiral's Feast. We shared that, $30, and I thought we were balling for prom. Little poor kids. We didn't know no better. We didn't know about fine dining. Red Lobster was fine dining. So anyway, did some research. Get to San Francisco. When we get there, I'm like, Ruth's Chris, that's our one nice day. We're going to get a suit and dress up. We're going to go. Mind you, we didn't even have money to rent a car. We were taking the bus and walking. So this was in walking distance. So we're walking down the street fully dressed like this. So anyway, the problem was we only had $400. It cost us about $90 on a cab to get from the airport to the hotel. And 90, it's going to be 90 going back. So 180, 200 with tip. Already down the drain, right? This is our second day. We get to Ruth's Chris, and I'm like, okay, this is fine dining. I mean, there's wine glasses, there's ambiance music. They're calling us Mr. and Mrs. Fredericks. I'm like, okay, Red Lobster never knew my name. After the person said it, I mean, everybody at Ruth's Chris knew the name. The waiter, the person pouring water, people walking by. Good evening, Mr. Fredericks. Would you like some wine? I don't know nothing. So I'm all excited, okay? We pull out the menu. Mind you, I'm thinking, this is a little bit better than Red Lobster. We got to get out of here, $80 top, okay? We look at the menu. Chicken breast, cheapest thing on the menu, entree-wise, $37. And I'm like, whew, that's tough. We both get the chicken dinner. That's a little over $80. We can squeeze it, but it's tight. Ask the waiter, okay, so what sides come with this? And they're like, oh, everything's a la carte. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? It's a la carte. Mashed potatoes is also $15.95. Every side on here is $15.95. The drinks are $1,000. So if you want a Sprite, as they're talking, I'm doing the math in my head. I'm telling myself, if we eat here, this is going to cost us easily $150, maybe $200. We don't have that. If we eat at Ruth's Chris tonight, we don't eat tomorrow or the next day. Mind you, this is the second of 4 days. If I spend $180 of a planned 400, 90's gone. We don't eat. So, needless to say, the waiter says, would you like to order? And I'm like, just give us some more time. I'm looking at the menu. I look at Melissa and I say, listen, babe, look at me. We just got married. At this time, we had credit cards, but the lines were like $300 because we were just in college. And I didn't want to go to debt over no chicken breast. So I said, hey, listen, I know you're hungry. I'm hungry. We don't have Ruth's Chris money. We don't have Ruth or Chris or Ruth's Chris type money. I was unaware. This is before we had Yelp and smartphones. I couldn't tell the prices. I didn't call ahead and check the menu. I'm sorry. So we laugh at each other and then we're like, what are we going to do? Mind you, if I walk back out the front door, they'll know. So we look at each other. Waiter's gone. We take a heavy sip of our water and we sneak out the side door. I mean, like that leads to an alley. I mean, where the trash cans are. We walk out of Ruth's Chris and we walk down the street to some all-American diner joint and we spend $11 on cheeseburgers and fries. And we live to eat another day. And since then, we've been to fine dining restaurants all up and down the United States, but never to Ruth's Chris again. I would drive by it in Seattle and be like, foiled me when I was 21. But tonight, on our 10th year anniversary, we return to the scene of the crime. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at the menu. Porterhouse, filet mignon, whatever the most expensive thing is, give it to me. I've waited 10 years to stick it to your Ruth and Chris and Ruth's Chris. And I'm going to have an amazing steak medium with a fat baked potato and a drink. And I'm going to have a dessert. Pellegrino. I'm having Pellegrino and I don't even like sparkling water. Took us 10 years. But we made it. Started from the bottom. Now we're here.